IEC says the media is critical in strengthening electoral democracy, and court does not recognize Zano Zuko Sikau as king of Amapondo aseGauteng. I'm Nebo Changela with this news update. Chairperson of the IEC advocate Pensila Kula says the media is critical in strengthening electoral democracy. She was speaking at a workshop in Johannesburg this morning on media coverage of elections in South Africa and whether there is a need for media guidelines. The workshop was attended by the Media Council of Kenya, the Media Institute Southern Africa and the Press Council of South Africa. Kakula explains.
As a commission, we have placed the media high on our agenda. To this end, we have identified as one of our strategic objectives the strengthening of electoral democracy through, amongst others, constant engagement with the media. The legislative function of the Commission includes the promotion of conditions conducive to free and fair elections, and also to promote knowledge of sound and democratic electoral processes. We regard the media as one of the stakeholders that can assist us with the implementation of these functions.
The Constitutional Court has overturned President Jacob Zuma's decision to recognize Zono Zuko Silkau as the king of Amapondo aseGauteng. The president was acting on the recommendation of the Commission on Traditional Leadership Disputes and Claims, but a unanimous Constitutional Court found that the president did not have the power to act on the recommendation as he relied on the wrong provisions. The court ordered Zuma to pay the costs of the court challenge from the High Court and the Supreme Court of Appeal right up to the Constitutional Court. The case was brought by a contender to the throne, Justice Gao. Constitutional Court Justice Sisi Pepe explains.
It held that the president purported to exercise powers not conferred on him by the provisions of the amended Act. The court set aside the notice issued by the president recognizing the fourth respondent as king of Amapondo aseGauteng insofar as it relates to the applicant and the fourth respondent.
The National Prosecuting Authority says the ruling by the Constitutional Court reduces the sentence of convicted Nigerian drug dealer Frank Nabulisa does not automatically apply to Cheryl Cwele. Nabulisa and Cwele, the former wife of State Security Minister Siyabonga Cwele, were convicted of drug dealing and recruiting drug mules. In 2011, they appealed against their sentences, and the Supreme Court of Appeal increased their sentences from 12 to 20 years. Nabulisa challenged the increase, and yesterday the Constitutional Court ruled that the SCA had no right to do that. NPA spokesperson Natasha Rekemson says it is up to Cwele to lodge an application to challenge the state.
As a National Prosecuting Authority, we respect the findings of the court and we abide by those findings. The judgment speaks only to that of Nabulisa, and as far as Cwele is concerned, the NPA cannot preempt what will transpire here onwards. We will just have to wait in that regard.
And Northwest Deputy Police Commissioner William Bambe continued to testify before the Marikana Commission this hour. He has testified about developments leading up to the deaths of 34 mine workers who were shot and killed by police. Bambe says on the eve of the shooting, union leaders were urged to persuade the protesters in Marikana to lay down their weapons. And AMCU leader Joseph Matunja assured him the protesters would do so the following morning. He added that the mood of the protesters had changed for the worse, and there were fears they might harm innocent bystanders. Mbembe says the mine workers were shot and killed the next day.
Chairperson, when I have checked the exhibit 009, I did not see the words, but what I heard, what I saw is that he did encourage the protesters to leave the mountain, but specifically to say, leave whatever you have there and the police will come and process it and get evidence, and that one I do not see it in exhibit 009.